Peace to the gang, and welcome to Quit the Cat Podcast. Peace to the gang, welcome back to Quit the Cat Podcast.
Yes, sir.
It's your boy BP alongside the Bishop,
Yes,
coming
sir.
to you live from beautiful Bang Bang Fitness Center
right.
here in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Make sure you do your little workouts and get your BBLs together for the season. Anyway, today's guest, ladies and gentlemen, he started a comedy show in his backyard during the pandemic. That was dope in itself. But now it's ballooned into something greater than that.
Yes.
And he now runs it out of McDevitt football field in Harrisburg, PA.
Okay.
That's crazy. Got vendors, all types of stuff going on. Ladies and
Okay.
gentlemen. And he just, hold on, time out, I almost forgot. You got a documentary about to drop, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
He got a documentary about to drop too, ladies and
Yes,
gentlemen.
sir.
We got Mr. 1-4, a.k.a. Thomas Johnson.
Yes, sir.
What's good, fellas? What's good? How's everybody?
Oh, my
We
boy
good,
over
we
there
good.
going raw, no paper
Raw,
today.
no paper. You know how it be sometimes.
I like that. I like that. That means a lot to me, though. That means a lot to me. Like, I got it.
You
I
see,
got
you know what I
it.
mean? Now listen, because he know when you set these expectations.
No, I already know. I thought I said, all right, well, you gotta do this every week now. Let's get it.
You know, you
we
set
on it.
expectations. I'm coming for
You
it
know,
now.
it's all good.
I see a paper, I'm gonna get up and smack it out your hand. Come in with one. You better not come in with one. I know that's right.
So before we get into this,
Yes.
Bishop, what's your vibe check?
I'm focused, man.
You focused,
Yeah, I'm
man.
focused.
I see it, man.
I'm focused.
You locked in today.
Yeah, I'm focused.
Yeah,
man. I'm
no
focused.
doubt, no
Today was a
doubt.
good day.
That's what's up.
Yes, sir.
Good money. What's your vibe today, Mr. Johnson?
Then I'm alive, bro. Like all through and through. Like,
Okay.
you know what I mean? I've been feeling real good lately. Now I mean, just been feeling alive. I got
That's
a lot
what's
going
up.
on, and
That's a
you know,
good
things
feeling.
coming to
have.
fruition a little bit. That make you feel pretty good.
Okay, yes,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
Alive.
Yeah,
That's the
absolutely.
vibe.
That's what's
Okay.
up.
And you, sir?
I gotta go with vibrant.
Vibrant?
Yeah, vibrant. I just
Okay. I
I feel vibrant.
That's
You know what I mean?
good.
I was listening to Q-Tip earlier too. So
Okay.
Oh yeah, you
know
on
what I
that
mean?
thing?
Yeah, I'm
you
on the
good.
vibrant
You good?
thing,
That
you
get
know
you in the
what I mean?
mood.
Yeah,
That
you know
get
what I
you in the
mean?
mood.
So I feel
Okay.
vibrant. I'm gonna take that today.
I respect that.
Absolutely. Thank
All
you, sir.
right.
Appreciate it.
So we got Mr. Thomas Johnson, and I know he
Yes,
is not
sir.
a stranger to our podcast, but I want you to.
It's been a minute.
It's been a
It's
long
been a
minute.
minute.
I think you was before pandemic came.
Yeah,
And-
pre-pandemic. Yeah,
pre-pandemic.
lot changed since
So,
then.
yeah,
Lot
so,
changed.
Everything.
You know, I'm definitely
Pretty much.
proud of your growth and where you took it. So I
Appreciate
do
you.
want to go back and just ask you, for the people that haven't been following or might not know, like, how did you get into comedy and when did it start?
Well, comedy it pretty much started in high school. Now I mean, like
Mhm.
I did it on a dare.
Okay.
Like, now I mean, somebody, not really a dare, bro, was like, look, I got something that I'm producing at the school. I got 5 minutes of airtime where there's nothing going on. He's like,
Right.
I need you to try to do this. I'm like, nah, G.
Okay.
Like, nah, I'm not doing
Okay.
that. Ended up, long story short, he ended up talking me into doing it. It went very well, like bigger than I
Okay.
would have ever anticipated
All
it
right.
going. Later, he got me to join a talent show.
Okay.
To where he wanted to do stand up, and you could only go against somebody doing the same.
Okay.
I'm
Same
like,
thing. Yeah.
nigga, you gonna beat? Like, I ain't
Yeah,
doing
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Ended up beating him, so I was
Okay.
like, oh man, like, all right.
Dang,
But that was
his own
98.
game.
But that was 98 though.
Right.
I
Okay.
mean, I ain't had no outlet or anything since
Okay.
then.
So
I
that was
wasn't
just
got-
your senior year?
Yeah.
Oh, so all of it started in your senior
That's
year?
when everything started.
You wasn't a class clown or nothing?
Nah.
So
Nah.
nobody
Word?
ever told you was funny? Because I was going to ask you that. Was it?
Nah, not too many people. Like, you got a small handful of people that would be
Okay.
like, the people that knew me, like my circle knew.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
But like people like they be like, bro, you not funny. I'm like, all right, that's cool.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
because you don't know me.
Yeah.
But that was fine. That was fine.
Okay.
But ended up getting married. Had kids. My
Okay.
focus was pretty much take care of your family, take care of your kids, take care of your family,
Right.
take care of your
Okay.
kids. Me and my wife got separated. I seen an outlet, and I mean, the whole time we were together, like we would go to comedy shows and
Okay.
do this and do that, and I would see it. I'm like, I could do that still. Like,
Right,
I would
right.
see it. And my boy Jeff Stanton, I mean,
Yeah,
he had
yeah,
an
yeah,
opportunity for me. He's like,
Yeah.
bro, I got 5 minutes for you.
Shout out to Jeff.
Yeah, big shout out to
yeah.
Jeff.
Shout out
Big,
to
big
Jeff.
shout out to Jeff. He's like, I got 5 minutes for you.
Okay.
And this was what? 2016.
Ooh, okay.
This was 2000. So we
Okay.
talking about from 98
Yeah.
the whole way to 2016. I've been
Yeah.
seeing comedy shows, going to comedy
Everything.
shows and all this.
Okay, so that was your start then.
Yes, that was my real start.
Okay.
That was my real
I didn't
start.
know.
Yeah.
I thought you was already rolling.
No, sir. 2016 would have been my
Okay.
start. And I went there and I did damn better than I thought. And I just wanted to get it out of my
Yeah.
system.
Right,
like,
right.
I didn't care if I did good or bad. I was like, if you fail, you fail. If you
Okay.
do good,
That's
you
cool.
do great.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
get it out.
Did it.
Like,
Yes.
it's
Do it.
eating. It was eating me.
Okay.
Man, I went out there and I did damn good.
Okay.
At the time, the headliner was Hilarious Omar down from
Okay.
Baltimore.
Yes.
He had a show a couple weeks later with Jeff. He's like, yo, bring that Bull Thomas down with
Okay.
you. And shit took off from there. Like, I've been down Baltimore a lot. Like, that's one of my big spots. The whole DMV area. I went down there, frequently.
Right.
But after a while, comedy really didn't pay for, like, somebody just trying to start and get a name.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I was getting paid with maybe 2 drinks and a blunt.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like literally, that's what I was getting paid. So I'm like, bro, I'm driving 2 hours, hour and a half right after work on a Wednesday. Gotta get home.
Yeah.
Got the kids the next day. I'm like, man, like this is draining. So prior to the pandemic, my boy Eda owned a building up in the cut and in the trap.
Yeah.
I was like, man, look, let me see if I can work something here. And I had a few shows there. They went very well.
Right.
So I was like, all right, boom, I got something going.
Okay.
And then from there, shit took off to.
So let me ask you real quick because I don't want to rush through this. So
Yeah. So that's why I stopped.
In your process, Scott, I like to know these things. Did you write for your first comedy show? And if you did write, did you know where to start, or did you know how to write a skit? Like, did you know if it was going to be funny? Did you practice it before people, or was it just something you went with, or did you practice it before people you knew, or did you find a test crowd to practice it with? Just, because some people will be like, oh bro, that was cool.
Absolutely, right.
So,
your folks is always going to be like, oh no, go with that. That should be trash.
So
that should be trash.
So was it tested, or what was your process for that? As you're being your first show, you have to start, like, did you write? What happened?
Yeah, I actually did write. I wrote it down like an outline like you learned in middle school.
Okay.
I did my topic. What you going to talk about this topic.
Okay, bullet points.
Yeah. So I might put Brent's wave cap. What am I going to talk about the wave cap? Oh, I ain't talking about the wave cap, but all right, it's black. Yeah. All right, it's on his head. Now, I knew what the jokes were in the interim, but I had to have myself have some bullet points.
Know exactly what you
Right. So I still do it to this day if I'm doing a show. Like, I need to know, and now I got much better at it, so I might put Brent, wave cap. I I already got my jokes. You know what I mean? Brandon, black shirt, black, he got on all black. I got all my jokes. So my shit, it flows better now.
Right.
To where I'm just bullet point. Then I was writing maybe damn near a sentence.
Okay.
You know what I mean? To be able to be like, all right, that's what I want to say.
Right.
Did I have a test crowd? No. My test crowd, because I worked full time.
Okay.
I had my kids pretty much full time, so it was hard for me to be able to get out. Right.
Yeah.
And at the time, there wasn't really any open mics in this area at all. Now there's a lot more, but at the time there wasn't any.
Right.
Okay.
So my work crowd.
Okay.
I worked with a lot of people. I worked with over 100 people. So I would sit down in little groups, and I wouldn't do stand up. I would just tell them a story and then make my joke as a part. And be like, boom, it worked. I know how to formulate it when I'm on stage.
Okay, I like that.
You know what I mean?
It was
freestyling
hard with it.
Okay.
So
they didn't even know they was the audience.
No, they never knew. They never knew. Like, I would sit there and tell them something. I would see how they reacted to it. And be like, all right, now if I formulate that right on stage, so I'm cussing and all this and performing instead of just saying, hey, look, this is what happened.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
I was able. That's literally what my open mic was my folks around me and whoever was around me at the time. I used them.
Okay.
I used them. Right, flat out used them for it, and it worked for me. So that's how I was able to get out and do stuff. But there were jokes that I used for the first time in front of a live audience at times too, and that was always. You know what I mean? That was, I don't know how this shit's going to go.
Right.
I think you saw me perform the one that I did uptown with Rick. He had the exotic poetry.
Yes.
That was all first-time jokes.
Okay.
All of those jokes were first-time jokes. Bro had a erotic poetry event.
Okay.
And he wanted me to start off with comedy. I'm like,
so he was talking some freaky
am I going to start off with comedy at a poetry event?
Yeah.
And I just went into my personal life. And I, you know what I mean? And figured it out, and every story I told was pretty much boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
And I killed the whole crowd. And since that point, I carry those jokes with me to other shows. And I mean, you mix match shit. Yeah. You do a whole bunch of different shit to do your sets. So
right.
Yeah, because I've been a couple places. I've been out. Well, I'm gonna say a couple shows before you're doing your shows personally, but shows you were in.
Right.
You know, HMAC, different places, all those different things. So yeah, it's definitely, even if there was always something new added. And then even the things that you did have, it was like intensified because you done added more to it and more it came to the story within the same thing where it was like, okay, like and that's your life. So, you know, even the memes with your son. Like,
right.
So that's all part of your, so that's definitely skill in itself. I used to tell you how big that was. Like, I'm like, yo, them doing this funny because you start thinking of it from the mind of a child.
And I still do it. I still do it. That's been 5 years almost this year. So
cool,
still do it.
Cool.
So you wasn't nervous or nothing? So you just a natural performer?
No, sir.
No, you're not a natural performer?
No, nerves is... I'm an introvert, bro. Like I do not. I be invited to stuff. I be like, I find an excuse not to go. I'm like, you know, I don't be doing nothing but flicking through the channels on the
right.
Yeah.
Like I don't get out. Like I choose. I prefer to be in my shell, be around. If I'm going to hang out with a couple folks. Okay. Know what I mean, have a couple drinks, smoke something, keep it simple.
Yeah. Do you think that limits you on what you see and take in for your comedy?
No, because I know how to network when I need to.
Okay.
Like now, I mean, if I know I got something coming up, boom, I'm hitting them streets. I'm getting out, I'm hanging out. You know what I mean? Yeah. And shit, sometimes I don't be having the money to be doing all that. So it's like, you know what I mean? You got to find out what you want to do, how you want to do it, with the folks you want to do it with.
Okay.
So there's a fine medium to it sometimes.
Okay.
Like, I mean, I know when I need to be out, when I need to be seen,
right?
When I need to know what's going on the streets to be able to talk about something.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
yeah. So let me ask you this, because and we're going to go a little bit, because I want to know, do you like the business side of it, as far as, because now you're no longer just writing material, getting booked for a show, you're in the show.
Right.
Now you are putting together the shows, having to do your thing for your set, then find the people to be accountable, then get these people in place, and then get these people in place to get these things. How was that?
I love that shit.
You like that?
I love that.
You prefer that more than just...
I'm in total control of my show.
Okay.
I'm in total control of my show. My show go the way I want my show to go.
Okay.
Right. You know what I mean? Exactly the way I want my show to go. I know what my crowd likes. I know everything. So somebody approached me one time and was like, yo, you starting to do your thing pretty good. Why don't you get other people to host your shows for you? Nah. I tried it twice.
Right.
Okay.
And it was no longer my show. Nothing against what they did, nothing against them. They were funny and everything. But there's a way I move with the crowd.
So tell us the difference.
I like to entertain the crowd. I don't like to make jokes.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You've been to my shows. You see I like to sing with the crowd. I got the music, let the crowd sing.
Right.
Like I ain't getting none of that.
Yeah, it's an experience.
Like I try to give you the whole
I got you.
Say less. That's literally what it is, bro. I try to sell the whole experience opposed to just getting up on stage, cracking a couple jokes, introducing the next comic.
Right.
I want crowd interaction. I want everything. I get down and talking to the crowd. I did my first show at the Bridge. We're gonna get to that. Yeah. But I did a nigga musical.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, "What's that? How you gonna do this?" Like, and I explained it to them. Musical generally, you see a whole bunch of people around. They get up singing the same song. Everybody's like, "How the fuck are these people singing the same?
Yeah.
Like, how's this even happening?"
Yes.
So we from Harrisburg. So I'm like, all right, boom. What's going to make this work to get the crowd involved with me?
Right.
It was my first show up there, so the crowd was already excited. Yes. I put on Dreams and Nightmares, and I walked around the crowd and I put the mic in people's face.
Okay.
That's going to get the turn.
Everybody literally got up and sung the song.
Yeah.
They interacted with it. Like my other folks, no disrespect to any of my other folks that I let host my shows, but that's not their style. Yeah. And that's more my style. I'm more of a laid back crowd, welcoming.
Right.
I want everybody to feel welcome. My shit's like a big ass cookout.
So was it their first opportunity to host?
Nah. I had people that hosted before.
Okay.
I had people that are hosts, but it was no longer Mr. 1-4's backyard comedy show.
So I want to go back. I don't want to go to the Bridge yet. I want to go back in the backyard.
Yeah.
So how did that come about? Was it a dream, a thought? Were you looking at the pandemic and saying, okay, like how did that come about?
A little bit of everything you just said there. It was kind of like a dream I had, right? And I can't explain it, but it was just people laughing.
Right.
A whole bunch of people laughing. Yeah. This was during the pandemic.
Right.
Like the middle of the pandemic. When
everything shut down.
When people just started being able to get out the house a little bit. We good out here.
Right.
Like it was at that point. So I'm just sitting in the backyard one day, smoking, having a drink. Got the grill lit, and I'm like, what if I just told people to come over?
Yeah. Right.
Like, I mean, like, what if I told people to come over, bring your own chair?
Right.
That way, boom, if you don't feel comfortable, somebody sitting too close, move your chair where you feel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? My crib ain't that big. My backyard ain't that big, but it's big enough to move around a little bit. So I was like, all right, let me just do it and see what happens. Okay. But if I'm going to do this, I got to do it right. I ain't going to just get out there and do no bullshit.
Right.
Like, if I'm going to do this, I want to do it right. I built the stage. out of pallets.
Yes.
I went and got pallets and got, what is it, the wood, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Nailed that on top, spray painted that up, made myself a little sign in the back, spray painted my little logo on the back, had some lights, I had a mic, had my DJ, and I had about, for my first show, I had about 35 people show up.
Yes.
That's still a good turnout. That's
a damn good turnout.
And it was a good turnout. We was in unwarranted territory.
Yeah, that's the best part. That's the best part about my shit too. Like where I was really doing, and this is the fun part about it.
Yeah.
I ain't know if I was really supposed to be doing that, bro.
Right.
I ain't got no license to be doing all. Like I was having real shows. I was charging people there.
Listen.
And it's pretty much bring whatever you want. So
Right.
BYOB. As long as you ain't back there smoking no crack or shooting no heroin, bro, bring what you
Do what
do.
you do. Yeah.
And it started that way. Like my first season was what's this, 23? So my first season was 2020, year of the pandemic.
Okay.
And I turned 40 that year, so I was pissed. I ain't gonna have no party. So I'm like, man, what can I do? So it was just, I needed to get comedians out.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is, you had a whole bunch of people blow up on the internet at that time.
Yeah, everybody was.
But that shit don't translate in front of a crowd.
Yeah.
Shit that translate in front of a crowd don't translate over a phone.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
I
absolutely.
don't got no audience here. I'm sitting here saying these jokes. I don't know if they laughing or not.
Right.
Yeah,
I ain't getting no. We react off of that. Like that gets us high.
Yeah,
That gets us high.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
boom.
absolutely.
I know if I can keep going. I know if I can take this joke longer. I know if I can should shut the fuck up now and move it to the next joke. I know what's going on.
Yeah.
You don't got that feel in front of just a phone.
Right.
So it was a way to get comedians out. A lot of people were depressed.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
That's
Shit,
true.
seasonal depression.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I was in the crib with my kids a lot.
Yeah.
Love them, but it was like boom every day, every day,
Yeah.
every day.
Yeah.
Stuck in the crib though.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
You can't get outside
Right.
at that time.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
We could walk around the block and that's it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you see another film, you're like, we go the other way. We go the other way.
Yep.
We go another family. So you had a whole bunch going on. So it was pretty much a way to give people an outlet to get out the house, to get them to laugh.
Right.
And also a way to give comics a way to get their stuff in front of people.
Get the
Right,
word.
right.
Yeah, just
Get the word.
That's literally it, bro. Get the work. And once they did that, they were thankful.
So let me ask you. So in there, how? Because some people get weird. They are weird instead of seeing a vision.
Yeah.
So how was it to get people to say, or they just like, okay, I'll come do the comedy show in your backyard, or were they? How was that at first? Getting them. Because I know some people are down for you. And they was just going,
initially, that's what it was.
Yeah.
I'll come do your show, bro.
Right.
Okay.
You having something, you get me out the crib.
Yeah.
I'll come do that. Yeah,
I believe
absolutely.
so. Like everybody was stuck at that
Yeah,
point.
So
absolutely.
did
I'll
they
come do
understand that
outside,
the first time wasn't going to be like very monetary to them because this was something you was just
Comedians don't
putting
get paid, bro. We don't get paid.
out? They don't get paid.
Well, like to do shows like you, it's a very low paying gig when you first starting out, or if you're local or something like that.
Yeah.
And this is no offense to anybody that's out there doing it at all. It's just
It is
the
what
facts
it
of the
is,
matter.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I pay everybody. Everybody.
I know. Yeah.
That's where I started at.
Right.
Might only been $30 when I started,
Yeah.
but I paid everybody. I
Right.
paid my DJ. I paid everybody.
Yes.
So that's one thing. And I've been doing that from the beginning.
And they respect you and they understood that
Right.
this is what I have.
This is all I
Like,
got. Like y'all saw what showed up. Y'all saw how much
Yeah,
I'm charging.
yeah.
But boom, I'm gonna make sure I break everybody off. So they know I wasn't making that
Yeah.
much off of it, but I
Yeah.
made sure that I appreciate y'all services.
Right.
Y'all work. This is your this is your work.
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
paying you for working.
Right.
Like I mean, you went up there for 7 minutes. You got paid $30.
Yeah, that's better than that's.
I'm gonna take that.
That's $30 an hour for
That's
7
better than
minutes.
30. Yeah, I'm gonna take
Absolutely.
that.
Absolutely.
That's like going to your job for an hour and sending a couple emails
Right,
and sitting back
right.
the rest of the hour and like,
Yeah,
all
right.
right,
Yeah.
that's $30 right there. Boom, I'm gonna take it for the hour. So,
Yeah.
I mean, that's one reason that the local comics started.
Yeah.
Just respected me.
And I know that's probably more. I'm not saying not taken from nobody, but
Yeah.
that's a good amount of crowd of people to listen to you.
Yes, it is.
That's big.
35 people to show up.
Yeah,
People
That's
that are
great.
in
That's-
tune.
yeah, that's-
People that are in tune with what you're doing.
Yes.
They're there to have a good time.
Yes.
That's always a good vibe.
Right.
Like when you go to comedy shows, I ain't gonna say it's hard not to bomb because anybody can bomb
Yeah,
at any given
yeah.
time, but people are coming out to have a good time. They are
Right.
coming to laugh.
Right.
Now I mean, like you got your hood spots where
Yeah.
they waiting to roast you.
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
that happens.
Yeah.
But if you get like to a genuine comedy
Yeah.
show, people are coming there to laugh.
Yeah.
Right.
If you're not funny, people aren't going to boo you. They're just probably going to talk over you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You gonna
Right,
know
they
you ain't
right,
funny.
right. You be like,
Yeah.
damn, I can hear them over
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
Like, I've been there.
Yeah.
Like, I can hear them over me. Thank y'all been great. Y'all been great. They been shit. But I'm gonna say y'all been great.
I think I was at one show though where you did bomb. I think.
Yeah. I already know what show you talking about. I already know what show you talking about. And it started off good. It started off real good.
It did.
And shit just started.
It did.
And you know what it was though? Because I know. Yo, the whole bar in the back. Like I can hear everybody ordering
Yes.
these drinks. And
Damn.
I lost focus. Like, cause I can hear everybody. Let me get a Henny. Let me get a double. Yeah, you said. I'm like, but my joke oh shit, oh shit, and it got to that level, and I just seen the front crowd like this.
I felt so bad.
But I kept going though. But I knew when to keep. I knew when to shut the fuck up too. I said, "That's enough." Harrisburg, y'all been great, and it's my hometown.
Right.
But I knew when.
Piece him out like he was out of towner. Harrisburg.
That's it.
I'll catch y'all later.
That's it. And bruh seen me perform before. Bruh seen me kill crowds.
Yes, I don't know what happened.
I got a few things to go into that, but that's another story for another day. But that shit started off great, bro. Like my first 3 minutes was bing, bing, bing. That fourth minute, I was like, all right, what they talking about? I'm like, what they talking about? I'm like, hold on. My fifth minute, I was like, oh shit, I'm losing them, but I'm still talking though. Like all this is in my head.
Right.
Like, nah, I mean. But I'm like, oh. That 6 minute got there. I was like, 7. I said, yeah, y'all good.
Over.
I'm out.
Yeah,
that was it. That's it.
Go ahead.
I'm about to say, what is the feeling of a bomb? Like,
so I'm about to say that.
Yeah, what is that feeling?
It was like
anxiety.
Yes.
You're watching.
So they always say when that person that's up there feels it, if we know them, we're connected. You feel it too.
Oh, so you felt it when you were saying, like, come on, bro. What you doing? And it was just not happening.
I couldn't even find a laugh to be like. I just was like, I was with him. I was going where he went.
But you know what? It didn't get me down or nothing like that. It was like, I mean. But the best part of that night, to be dead ass honest, was Stiletto was there.
Yeah.
Stiletto seen me perform before down Baltimore, and I never knew that.
Okay.
She pulled me aside. She's like, "You ain't had your best night tonight," but she said, "I seen you down." And she told me exactly where she saw me, and she told me exactly what joke made her crack up. So I was like, "Oh shit, you really was there!" Like, and she's like, "Don't worry about it. Keep it moving." Stiletto's my biggest headliner every time I have her now. Like she comes back every time. Every time. She even tries to give me a discount every time.
Yeah.
My shows be so big, I'm like, here's your pay for
right.
I mean for your pay.
Yeah.
Like I mean, I ain't even taking that discount. I appreciate it, but nope, take your pay.
Okay.
You know what I mean? She looks out. So that was actually a big blessing that night, is that she pulled me aside, we exchanged information, and
so
every time she come back.
It was meant for you to be
yes,
there.
sir.
It was meant for all that to take place.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now you know.
Yeah. And then since then, I've been behind the scenes though.
Okay.
Do you leave right away, or do you just be like, I'm gonna walk around the crowd? And...
No, I hang out. Fuck that.
Yeah. Everybody drunk anyway. The David's already done. We don't even remember.
Right.
And a lot of people going to just be like, nah, I mean, you were still funny, or
right.
I mean, a lot of people going to show love.
Yeah. Gotcha.
I mean, opposed to be like, oh, nigga, no. Ain't nobody going to do that. Like, well, shit, right. Some people will, but niggas ain't usually going to be like, yeah, bro, night wasn't your night, was it? Yeah. Ain't nobody usually going to do that.
That's a fact.
So,
that's a fact.
I mean, it's all love when you get done.
That's good.
Shit, I hung out and took pictures with the comedians and everything else after that. So, it's always love.
It's definitely love.
It's a good community, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Comedians is a real good community.
Right.
Like, everybody going through something. Everybody got something going on. Everybody like to be there for everybody.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? And the niggas knew that was there. They seen me perform before. They're like, oh, shit, bro. So I'm like, all right, it is what it is.
I know comedians often say, like, there's a comedian they won't go behind, or that you shouldn't go. Is there a comedian out here that you be like, I won't go behind him?
Like locally?
Yeah,
there's a few. Yeah. I ain't going behind Eddie.
Okay.
Edward Daniels. I never follow him up.
Oh, word?
Ain't no way in hell. Ain't no way in hell I follow Eddie.
Yeah.
Nah, I flat out give that to Eddie.
So you'll take like I go before Eddie and then he come after me.
Yeah, I warm Eddie up big time.
Yeah, no doubt.
I have a great warm up for Eddie.
Yeah, I was at a show where you went and then Eddie was funny.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's the way you lead in, and that's another thing about my shows as well. My lineups.
Yeah,
I mean, I always try to make sure I have a good lineup, black, white. I mean, I like my black people, so I always try to. But if you're funny, it's funny.
Yeah,
funny.
So
funny is funny.
I don't care if you're black, white, tall, short, gay, straight. I try to get a little bit of everything out there, and so far I've been successful with doing that. Now, I mean, I even had Asian female comedian. I was surprised I was able to pull that up. I said, how'd I do that shit? And she was funny.
Yeah.
She was funny as shit. So I had comedians come as far as Seattle.
Yeah, so now, I feel you're solidified. Like you're stamped in that area. I say that because I like measurement. You can see, like, it wasn't that the crowd didn't dwindle. In your backyard, the crowd grew every show. Yeah. Like, you knew it was going to be time where you outgrew the backyard.
To be dead honest, bro, I never saw that coming.
You never saw it coming?
Never saw it coming. My biggest show that I had at my house would have been June of, what's this, 23rd, June of 21.
Okay.
Would have been the biggest show I had in my house. I had about 150 people show up.
Dang, that's tough.
And I was charging about, I think 30 a pop. I had a VIP section in my backyard. Had a VIP section in the backyard, bro. Like,
that's lit.
And the Everybody Show, that was a 90s joint, and I looked at it.
Yeah, I was there.
I looked in the backyard like, this is a problem. Like, I got a problem.
Folks
now.
Was coming.
They did come. They did
come in the back.
And I'm talking about everybody doing what they do. Know what I mean?
Right.
Bro, all they pulled up to me. They said just heard people move their cars, just blocking driveways. And everybody's turned around. I mean, just park correctly in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
10 people left. About 8 came back. Them other 2 was like, nah, them folks is here. I'm not here. But about 10 left to move their cars, and 8 came back. So it was about 150 people back there. I had a food vendor. Yeah. Another snack vendor in the back. That was about it. Yeah. Like, know what I mean? That was about it. So we'll get to what it's now, but that's pretty much what I started with. And my people been down with me from day one,
so
bro.
You got the people,
like, my people been down with me from day one. That's what I love. Now, what I started doing initially was having a different food vendor every show.
Okay.
However, what they didn't know was actually pretty much interviewing them.
Yes.
They ain't know that. That was my interview. Like, let me see how you do it this show.
Yeah.
Right.
Let me see how you do it this show. Let me see if I can go and get you to be my steady food vendor.
Gotcha.
You can't just get one and be like, all right, boom, we locked in. Can't do that at all.
Gotta see where your options.
My DJ been with me since day one. He seen me perform at HMAC P-Tide. DJ P-Tide. He's been my DJ since day one. He seen me perform at HMAC. Me and him rapped, and he's been my DJ since I was doing the building. My shows in the building.
Okay, yep.
When things he couldn't DJ.
Right.
He was DJing on the internet.
Yeah.
Know what I mean? During the pandemic. So I'm like, bro, let me get you out the house, bring the tools out, let's get to work. So I put everybody to work. You know what I mean?
That's dope.
Like, it was a way to get out the house, bro. I had and I had my Lala vendor and too, my pudding. She was doing pudding for me, so I had all her snacks and all that. I had my other snacks, and I had a food vendor. That's pretty much how I started, bro. And it was, I didn't anticipate.
You didn't see it, but you can see it.
Right.
So did they reach out to you? How was that moving where we're at now?
Juneteenth last year.
Okay.
I already had my first show at my crib that year.
Mm-hmm.
It was in April, so it was still a little chilly out. Still had about 75 people. I'm like, oh shit. Yeah. Like, ain't even warm out.
Right.
And let me.
So you know what the summer gonna look like.
Oh, this is gonna be a problem. Like, this is gonna be a big problem.
We trying to get out there for them lantern flies.
Bruh. Right.
Yeah.
So May I didn't do anything because there's a few things going on in the city, and I'm like, all right, let everything breathe. So my next show is gonna be in July, the beginning of July, and I bumped into Gary Gilliam downtown Juneteenth. He's like, bro, I heard about what you're doing and everything. Legit, what he said to me. What do you need from me to bring your show there? And I was like, fuck you mean? Like,
yeah.
Never get approached like that. Like, I ain't know how to react. Like, what you mean? He's like, I mean, I just want you to do the show at the bridge opposed to doing it in your backyard. You know, you got a much bigger venue. Like, everything he's saying, I get.
Dope,
I understood everything he was saying, but I'm like, what? What do you mean? I was like, he's like, all I need from you is for you to change the venue. Keep your date and change the venue. I'm already 2 weeks into promotion at this point. I'm like, I've been promoting this joint for 2 weeks already. Like, how am I going to? He said, just change it. I changed it. That's it. That's how I got there, bro. Okay. That's literally how I got there.
So the setup, how was the setup at first? It wasn't like, or did you just
my big concern, my big concern was being able to bring the intimacy from the backyard. You know how the backyard set up. Yes. Bringing the intimacy from the backyard to that big open space.
Right.
So I was like, how am I going to be able to translate that here? That's not going to be possible. It's a football field.
Yeah. It's huge.
Like, it's bigger than a football field. You got all this other land as well around it. So I'm like, how am I going to be able to translate that intimacy? Oh, bro, I pulled that shit off. I couldn't believe it. I pretty much, I forced the seating.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, I mean, I forced you to sit where I wanted you to sit.
Right.
Here's where y'all going to sit. Yeah, I mean, I pretty much forced it. And that lights and everything else, I'm literally about the same intimacy to the backyard, to there. And I grew from the one food vendor and the snacks to 3 solidified continuous food vendors.
Yes.
About maybe 10 to 15 merchandise vendors.
Right.
I got my 360 booth. I got my DJ.
Yeah.
I got my VIP there up front now. It's real tables and everything else going on chairs. So It's definitely been growth, bro.
I love it. It's like I like the vibe of it. I like everything about it, and it's you still locked in because it's like the world shut off around you. So it's like you still have to focus on what's safe, so to say. Like it's an open vibe. Like it's like a vineyard type vibe.
It's very hard to explain.
Yeah, I can't explain it. But it's something minus the bugs. Like, I'm cool. I don't know my wife and
But
it's worth the risk because you can set up your own whatever you need repellent and just enjoy the show. And
it's very hard to explain it to you.
You have to experience it.
I try to tell everybody, like it's an experience.
I tell people if somebody's like, oh well, if you haven't experienced it, you can't speak on it. You just have to go and experience it. But I know, like, this summer's gonna be real crazy.
Oh, I know it is. And then when I'm the host that I like to get around and talk to. So I hate to say this, but it's my people performing. I don't listen to them. I know most of their jokes. I hung around them a lot of times, so I know what they talking about. Even my headliners that I don't know, I stop and watch them. But there's a reason I do this. I go around and I mingle with the crowd. You know what I mean? Like, how'd you hear about this? You good? You need anything? You know what I mean? Everything good? Well, how far you come from? I had people, like I said, come from as far as Virginia to my shows. I had a comedian perform for me that came from Seattle. So I had, just a bunch of different things. So I like to be in the mix with people. You know what I mean? I like to go take pictures, take selfies with people. Get around and not necessarily be that guy behind the curtain. You know what I mean? To just try to manage everything. I got my, I have a serving team now. I got my server. She's in charge of all that. I let her run that. So, man, things been looking up, bro. Things been looking up. Things been looking up. Yeah, bro. And then, as you were saying, the documentary.
That's what I was about to ask you next. What about the doc? Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, documentary is it's pretty much about the growth of the backyard comedy. That's literally what it's about. I bumped into my my videographer / producer. Darius Davis.
Shout out Darius.
Big shout out to Darius. I met bro, what year was that? 21. I met bro in 21, right before I had that big ass show. And I went to another documentary that he had shot. And I saw that and I was like, man, I got a story to tell too. Like, I got a story to tell too. So I pulled bro aside and I wrapped some business with him. That was Saturday. By that next Thursday, we was out shooting. Like, let's work. That was 21. We planned on that joint dropping around the holidays of 21. I'm glad we didn't. You know what I mean? Like, I'm glad we didn't. We sat around and was like, nah, let's see what happened next year. You know what I mean? Let shit move. Let things move a little bit. And he wanted to follow me around on some other stuff as well. So I'm glad we took that time. And it was able to show the growth of everything. However, it's also about other small black businesses in Harrisburg as well. It's about highlighting black businesses in Harrisburg, but primarily highlighting my shit. But there are other few businesses I went around to, other small black businesses I went around to, interviewed them. I mean, I got them to be a part of the documentary as well. But that's primarily what it's about. Put the city on the map. I mean, letting people know that we do this here.
Your comedy shows.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Yep, he films on the comedy shows. So there's going to be a few snippets in there of comedians just going in, so you're going to get the comedy aspect of it as well, but it's not a comedy documentary. I mean, it's a real documentary just about the growth of everything that I've done, but we want to make sure we make y'all laugh. I mean, that's in there as well.
And it's about to drop soon.
Yeah, April 1st. April 1st, that joint drop, and the premiere is going to be. And this is the whole goal of my premiere, and I want the city to know this, I want everybody to know this, anybody that's listening, watching, whatever. My premiere, and I'm going to give y'all all the details. I'm going to run it through quick.
Take your time.
Yeah, when you come in, you get a complimentary glass of champagne. You know what I mean? I got my red carpet right there. Boom, you take your pictures. I got my server ladies there. You can go down the steps. I got complimentary hors d'oeuvres for everybody. You know what I mean? I got the theater right there. The theater, prior to anybody that's sponsored, I sent a list out to some sponsors. You know what I mean? If anybody wants sponsors, a little bit of money goes towards everything. You know what I mean? There's going to be a mixer that starts at 6 for the sponsors. You know what I mean? A little bit of drink, mingle, hang out. Then the doors open for the general public at 7. And that's when everything else transpires. From that point, I have 3 performers. I got Prolific. He's going to do a little painting. And you know he bring the heat, like literally. So I don't know what he going to be doing.
It should be crazy.
But he going to bring, I mean, he going to do what he do. Also have Kwame Finley. He's going to perform a song for me. And then I have Jamel Boynes, who's going to do a spoken word. Spoken word is pretty much based off of, he said, sit down and talk to me. I sat down and told him pretty much the story I'm telling y'all now. So he's going to create something based off of what I'm giving him. You know what I mean?
Right,
So I'm actually excited to hear that. I'm actually really excited to hear that. He asked me a few personal questions as well. You know what I mean? To throw in about my character, personality, and shit like that. You know what I mean? So I'm excited to do that. Then we're going to have the premiere itself.
Okay.
We're looking at 47 to 53 minutes for it. And I mean, we want to keep it under an hour.
Okay.
Then we're going to do a 15-minute interview after that. I got Dre and Mai hosting it from Love Out Loud. Big shout out to them. They're going to be hosting it, so they're going to do a sit-down interview with me after that.
Okay.
Then it's turn-up time. It's an after party right there on site. So, yeah, I mean, that's going to be the night, bro. And it's only $35. Like, know what I mean?
Okay.
And the reason I wanted to go through the whole thing is I want people to understand that we do this shit here.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you don't got to go somewhere else to have a good time and dress up and be in a premiere.
Right.
We could do this stuff here, bro.
Okay.
Like, I just need people to buy into it. Like, this shit really does happen.
Yes, absolutely.
Like, know I mean? When people, that's one thing I dislike about my backyard show. Surprisingly enough, people always tell me, I forget I was in Harrisburg. I don't ever want you to forget that when you at my show.
Okay, got you.
I don't ever want you to forget that. Know I mean?
That's what they
I get that you feel that way. I love that you feel that way.
Yeah,
I get what you're saying.
I know what you mean.
What they saying? Let me clarify that.
Oh, man, I feel like I was somewhere else. I feel like I was in a big city. Nah, bro. We do that here. Like, this is what I bring here.
Okay.
I dig that.
Like, know what I mean?
I definitely dig that.
Like, this is where I'm from. I represent my shit. I ain't got no reason to move from Harrisburg. People like, you move out. I ain't got no reason to.
Yeah,
like, I ain't got no reason to, G.
Yeah.
Like, know what I mean? I'm comfortable here. I got my friends here. I got my family here.
Yeah.
Right.
Make money here. Like, what's the reason for me to move? I ain't got no issues.
Yeah, I ain't running for myself.
Right.
Yeah.
I ain't got no issues here at all. So, know that shit that you see in Atlanta and all that, man, you could do that here.
Yeah.
And I guarantee, like, I have people that come from Atlanta, people that come from other places, they stop at my shows. Not necessarily saying they come from Atlanta to come to my shows, but they're like, bro, we need something like that down here.
Right.
So what I'm doing is not being done everywhere.
And it's creative. It ain't being done nowhere. I think we created that. I think that's your lane, your movement as far as how it's like, comedy's comedy, but how you done it and how you created a lane, how you created entertainment, like how you gave a gift back. You gave people something to do. You gave people something to look forward to.
Right.
You created that. So it's not compared to nothing.
That's what I like about it, bro, because it's the whole, that's why I said I can't explain it to you.
Right,
I would love to sit there and say, all right, well, this is what happens, and this is, and that's one thing I don't like about my shows too. I don't get that experience. Like, I do not get the crowd's experience because I'm doing everything else.
Right.
Even if I was to sit down and watch it, I'm not going to have the crowd's experience, and that's one thing that I don't like.
So have you had that moment like, wow, I created this. This is my, like, because some people have visions, right?
Yes.
And you might not know necessarily how it's going to play out. Like, you just say, okay.
Absolutely.
Like Jeff said, hey, I'm going to headline you. I'm going to put you in here. And so now, boom, you have started on a journey that you didn't know was going to take place.
Yes.
Like, if you look back, you did not know that this was going to be here right now.
Not one bit. Not one bit.
Because you have even, let's not skip the fact that you have hosted events. You have became a host on a scale where you did things for, I think, the weekend. What was it? Harrisburg up the reservoir.
Yeah.
And then, I think at
You did a few different things. You did a thing up there.
So that one event has taken you through a whole bunch of different things that have become one big thing.
I had the moment finally last year.
Okay.
And I was able to give myself the space to have that moment. Okay. Like, I was able to, prior to that, bro, people were telling me, even in my backyard, bro, you killing this shit, you doing it. And I'm like, like, I mean, this is fun for me. Like, when I did that, and I actually looked at the crowd, I actually gave myself time to stand on the stage and just take it all in. Yep. And April was like, Thomas, I called your name. I'm like, I heard you. Like, I was sitting there like, I heard you. And I sat there and I was like, all right. You did that shit. Yeah. Like, you actually had an idea, and look, like, you got this in front of you now. Yes. You got all that going on over there. You got all these people laughing. That one dream I said when I heard people laughing.
Right.
Yes.
They laughing.
That was the dream. And you
they laughing.
I call them connectors. You are a connector. You connected not just for the comedy aspect and each comic getting fans and people to follow them, but you have connected businesses. You have connected people that serve merchandise. Like, you have plugged in people to, if somebody didn't know about them now, you know about them, and they be like, hey, how did you know that when I was at Thomas's? Like, you are the connection.
That's literally my whole goal too. Like, I want everybody to get on. It ain't about me. My shit's gonna grow as long as y'all do what I want y'all to do. As long as everything is happening for y'all that I want to happen, my shit's gonna elevate. So my whole goal is to let everybody eat.
Right.
Y'all eat, I'm gonna eat.
Right.
No matter. I mean, and not only that, everybody to have a good time. Like I want everybody to leave like, I don't even care if they come like, bro, the comedians wasn't even that funny to me, but I had a damn good time.
Right.
Like it's the whole experience. It's the whole experience. It's
hard to explain.
It's a vibe.
The whole experience.
Yeah.
That's what y'all need to know. It's the whole experience.
It's the whole experience.
It's definitely different, and it's definitely worth it. And each time it's not the same.
And that's what I try to make sure of.
Yeah. It's not the same each time.
You can go to a comedy show and have a good time, laugh, and all that.
Right.
That's what you're supposed to do at a comedy show. You're going to eat.
Yeah.
You ain't doing everything at their comedy show, but you're doing at my comedy show. Like, you're going to get up out your seat. You're going to... And this is what, honestly, what I was about to say next. You're going to see some women. And the reason I say that, though, that's one thing.
Yeah, that's where the girls come hang out.
But that's one thing that actually told me that you actually doing something, bro.
Women
when they was coming to my backyard and they were dressed, I'm like, y'all coming to a backyard?
Yeah.
Y'all coming to my backyard. But you know what I mean? Like, you see it a certain way, like...
It's something that they gather and be like, girl, let's have a girls' night. And they go there.
So they putting respect. I think that's putting respect on the event. Like, I mean, they want to look nice at the place they're going to. So I'm like, oh, man, like, they actually coming dressed to come to my backyard. Something's going on here. Yeah. And that's one thing that I noticed that said, all right, you got something going on.
And I like the fact, too, that don't come when the show starts. You got to come early.
Yes.
Coming early is the biggest.
Yes.
Like, that makes the show even better. When you get there early and you just having the vibe with, like...
I can't explain that part.
Like, I came with my wife, but now we're sitting next to people we know. Now it has become this... like a group thing. You got the people in front of you here, you know them, and it's like, oh, we running back and forth.
You're going to see a million people you ain't seen in a minute.
Like, you want to try this here?
Yes.
They going at that side.
It's crazy. It's crazy. You see people you ain't seen in a long time. It's everything. Everybody taking pictures. And that's another goal. I open my doors an hour and a half before the show starts. For my vendors. I mean, I want you to see the vendors. I want you to hang out. I want you to have a couple drinks. I want you to eat before the show starts. I want you to do all that. So when the show start, everybody ready.
Right.
Everybody ready.
And I want to specify, like, just for people that, if you hear this and you might have some type of
reservations
in your mind about Harrisburg or feeling like, oh, I'm not coming in the city.
Right.
This one thing I can say, this is safe fun. Like, there's no violent, like, there's just people that's coming to have a good time. These are people that I would say is community to the comedy show that are forever goers. We're going to call them since the backyard to the bridge. So it's that type of vibe. Like, these people are coming to have a good time. There's no animosity. There's no body coming and there's confrontations. And
at all.
It's just a good vibe, you know. So when you know about it, you know about it. When you ain't there, that's meant because you ain't supposed to be. So it's one of those things where it's like family, so to say. You know the people that's going to be there, and you become like, it's something, you know, when you go to the club and you see somebody there.
You see them there every show,
And that's what this is. Like,
and not even that, even if you were gangster nigga to try to come in there and be, when you get there, you're like, oh, I can't do that.
It's
going to be in your mind.
You know immediately, like,
it diffuses you. It escalates you. Like, you can't come there with no animosity. You're going to have a good time. You're going to laugh, and you're going to be able to be
dance,
yourself.
party, sing.
I call the whole crowd my cousins. Like, that's literally the type of crowd it is when you're there. But, like, everybody cousins there. Like, everybody is. Like, Brent might not know Sarah, but by the end of that show, they're going to be having the whole conversation together. They're going to be cool. Like, damn, like, how that happened? Right. I don't know. The next show, they're going to see each other. Oh, you're here again. Like, that's the way. That's just literally the way it is, bro. And I love seeing people, and I hate to say it this way, but I love seeing white people at my shows, bro. Like,
don't say how you gotta say it. You need white people there too.
But not money. Yeah,
money.
But
money.
I love them to come in and be accepted. Like, now I mean, a lot of people will have reservations. Some people might have reservations about going into an all black place, out in the open, all this going on.
Right.
Bro, I love having them at my shows. Like, now I mean, I always ask them, you good? How'd you hear about it? Sometimes the one lady seen me on the news last year.
Okay.
She said, I saw it on the news, and I brought me and my girlfriends out. It was 3 of them.
Right.
She said, I brought my girlfriends out. We came to have a good time. I was like, come have a good time.
That's right.
I'm like, all right. So, I mean, that type of stuff is things that let me know, all right, like it ain't just people that I know
right
that's coming to support me now.
It's
It's
way
people,
bigger than that now.
Right.
Way
It's people
bigger
that's
than
all
that.
right, I can't wait for it.
So I'm about to ask you, because I do you, all right, first, because we did just get to this level, but do you see the next level? Not rushing you through your stages, but I just asked that because, like, you're in there, but do you see another level for in there?
I only see it as it's happening, if that makes any sense.
Okay, yeah.
Like, no, I mean, as it's happening, I'm like, all right, now I know what I need to do.
Okay.
If that,
So are you adding, like, each show, I'm talking about even to the cosmetics of it, even to the nostalgia, because, like, the lights, the vibes, the, you know, I can't explain it because you have the garden in the back.
Right.
Like, you know, people that like outdoors and different things, like, so you have
and you got the deer that come out.
Yes.
You got the deer that come out.
The deer gonna pull up on you?
They come out in the cut. They don't come up, but they'll come out and be down the way. So it's a nice little scene, bro. It's a vibe, bro. I cannot explain it any better than that. But no, to answer your question, bro, I truly don't know what the next level is.
Okay.
I mean, I don't. Somebody was like, well, you need to get like these type of people. No, I don't want the big name comedians. Yeah. You know what I mean? We got people in the city that they handle. That's their lane. Yeah. Let them do that. They killing it. You know what I mean? They let them do what they doing.
I think
my lane is the headliner, the local headliners throughout cities. Yeah. Those are the people I like. You know what I mean? They hungry. Yeah. They funnier. Yeah. Sorry, no offense. But my shows are they're funnier shows because you got hungry people out there. You know what I mean? Trying to get on. And they love that.
And it doesn't seem so businessy. So you know when you got certain people, it's like it's a business to it. I feel like, and they're it's not so much the love of the crowd, but it's the business.
Yes,
you see what I'm saying.
Some people, I'm not about that.
And I say that because some comedians go to certain cities. If that's not their city, you might go to Idaho. You're gonna get Idaho, or you might think Harrisburg is.
You get 5 minutes, and I'm out of here.
So it's So that is the tricky part of it. Like, I think the local and those comedians I want to call on the rise get a chance to see what the love is like. I think there's a different type of love that you get.
Yes.
And it's more intimate. Because I feel like what makes it special than going to HMAC or going to any of those places is how it's set up and how it's outside. And that I'm big on priming. You're primed coming.
Oh, absolutely.
As soon as you pull up to the bridge, you're primed coming around. Like,
as soon as you pull up, we got the big
they're priming
the red carpet right there.
And that's what I like. Like, you're being primed to have a good time before you even make it in to see the sight, the scenery. Right. I walked in, I said, oh, I didn't know. I felt like I was on an episode of Children of the Corn, The Walking Dead. It was all these different deals. Like, I was like, I like this. You know, and it was just sitting there like, I like this. And you can, it's oxygen, like it's trees, it's air. It's like
you outside. Like that's why my favorite we outside. That's my favorite hashtag, bro. It's like literally, bro, you outside. Like, you enjoying yourself. It's a great time.
You're not distracted by the world. You can't see the city lights. You can't.
We behind where we at. Right, everything's secluded. Like it's just us. Yep. It's just us back there. You hear nothing but what's happening in front of you on the stage.
Show lost. Yeah. That's what we on.
Yeah,
you out there lost. Yeah, and lost in a good spot.
Yeah, because it's in the back. There's no street lights. The only lighting is my string lights. Right. So it just gives it that feel.
It keeps it low and
it gives a great feel, bro.
Yeah, it was
definitely does.
And the comedians walk through the crowd with it. It was good.
Yeah, my comedians, like I said, I try to get like local headliners, like a headliner in Baltimore, a headliner in DC. Like, I don't like the big. If you've been in movies and all that, it's like, I don't know. You're doing too much for me, bro.
I can dig it.
I want to get those people that's still hungry, just trying to get into a movie. You know what I mean? Those are the people I want. That's been my goal. My next goal is to honestly get some New York. Okay. I mean, I haven't gotten too many from up there. Okay. A lot of my comedy has been from Jersey, Philly, DC, Baltimore, Virginia. I mean, so my goal now is to try to get New York down here. So I can do that. Then my goal, I do got to go. I apologize. Okay. Yes, I'm going to apologize. I'm going to take a step back. You asked me, did I see the vision? Yes. This year, I pretty much just want to get it to the point to where I got New York coming. I got people coming. I got people traveling from out of town coming.
Right.
Moving into next year, I want to take this shit on the road.
Dope.
Now, I mean, I want to be able to say, all right, John, I know you live in New York. I need the biggest favor from you. I just need you to find me an outdoor venue.
Right.
But I'm bringing my whole fucking team.
Okay.
Everything.
Right.
I'm bringing my vendors. Don't bring your vendors. Okay. I want my show in your city. My whole show in your city. Okay. Know what I mean? And the vendors will travel. Know what I mean? Like, bro, we got to show up New York, bro. Like, you ain't, come on, bro.
Like, we chance for you to market and stuff. Yeah.
Right. I want to bring my entire show to your city. Okay. My DJs, my servers, everything that I do, I want to bring there.
You wrote it down?
That's my goal. Yes, sir. Okay. Yes, sir. I got my 3 cities listed. Okay. I got my 3 cities listed, so I'm excited about that.
So let me ask you: do you feel that now? Do you feel that you can actually say you have a blueprint or a concept for success of making something that might not have seemed like something turn into something big? You think you have a blueprint?
I'm getting there. Okay. I'm getting there. I'm still figuring it out as I go. Okay. I mean, this is because it was something that I never made a blueprint for. Okay. It was something that I went into.
That's why I said, so you have one now, though.
Right. I'm getting there. I'm getting a lot better with it. Especially after last year, I seen things actually taking place with it. It wasn't. It's no longer just in my backyard. It's not just a I hate to put my quotes around a little rinky dink thing because it was never rinky dink at all. It was never. It was never. Yeah. But I mean, to dumb it down, it's no longer that.
Right.
Like looking at it now, it looks like, oh man, that was small time. Yeah. But it's no longer that. So now I'm like in a place where I'm like, I ain't even planning on this. Yeah, so now how am I going to get myself out of this?
Right.
The goal to get myself out of this is to make it bigger. You know what I mean? Now, right now I'm doing them once a month in the spring and the summer. Okay. I usually hold like 4 shows this year. I'm trying to hit 6. Okay. I'm trying to hit 6 this year. If I hit all 6,
yes, sir.
My goal next year then will be, like I said, 2 a month. Okay. 1 here, 1 in Baltimore.
Right.
1 here, 1 in Philly.
Okay.
1 here, 1 in Atlanta. I ain't talking about like close shit. I'm trying to
get out of there.
Yeah, I'm trying to let people see what this is, and then I got my documentary coming out. So the whole goal with that pretty much is what I'm opening up on April 1st is pretty much going to be the premiere. Okay. I mean, that's for everybody to see, everybody in the city to see. Look what time it's doing. This is what's going on. We got this shit going on. We're gonna be filming there. Okay. So that's not the finished cut. Okay. Like, y'all gonna see what we putting together now.
Right.
We got filming of the planning of the premiere and everything else is gonna go into the final cut. Okay. Man, look, what's up Netflix? What's up Hulu? What's up Peacock? What's up everybody?
Sure,
we say Tubi for last. Yeah. Know what I mean? We're gonna say Tubi for last. Yeah. But shit, if we gotta go Tubi, and I don't even know if you get no money for Tubi, but I throw that shit on there, let people see it. You know what I mean? But of course I'm gonna go to get some bread. I'm gonna go for the big high production. Of course, you know what I mean? I'll be an idiot not to.
Yeah.
But then I got my man Darius. Darius do high quality shit.
Yeah, so, Darius is cool.
You know what I mean? Be able to put that out and shop that around and shit. People see it, you never know what happens.
Yeah, you got a vision, brother.
You know what I mean? So
a vision.
Yeah. So shop that around to people and like, look, this is what we do. Hit some film festivals. They got the Atlanta Film Festival, the New Orleans Film Festival for black artists. Hit all these film festivals, register that shit, and like, look.
They say when you can see the invisible, you can do the impossible.
Like, look, I only got maybe $300 in my name. That might be what the flight is, but boom, I'm down here.
Take that flight.
I'm down here.
Take that flight.
That round trip, I'll be up all night.
So real quick, if you can give advice to someone that is starting out to do something, what would you tell them?
I don't care what it is, but this is just me being serious, bro. Do it. Just do it. Mm-hmm. You don't know what's going to happen until you do it.
Right.
When I thought about the backyard comedy, I was skeptical as I was doing it, but I'm like, man, just do it. Like, what's the worst that's going to happen? Right. When I first started doing my comedy, it was to get it off of my chest. Okay. Look what happened.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Just do it. Like, literally, do it and be consistent. Take whatever you're doing seriously. Okay. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like I said, when I first did comedy, I did it because it was killing me on the inside. I felt so much better when I got it out.
Right.
But look at everything else that transpired since then. All because I wanted to do it.
All right.
Like, literally, man, do it. Whatever it is,
do it.
Do that shit.
You know what I mean?
Do it. And it felt good.
All right. We appreciate you coming out.
I appreciate y'all having me, bro. Like,
absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I love talking about what I'm doing, bro. Like, it's always a good feeling. I mean, and it feels good to see other people noticing what you're doing too.
Right.
Like, I mean, like I said, I'm an introvert. I'll be in my own bubble. Yeah. I don't be knowing with everybody. I don't be knowing what's going on. But I mean, to see people actually appreciate what you're doing, bro, that always feels good. So I appreciate y'all.
Yes, sir. You already know. Tell him where you can find him. I'm gonna do his job.
Where you can find me? Oh, bro, Facebook is just Thomas Johnson. That's it. If you put that shit in Harrisburg, I'll probably be the only black one to come up. So you ain't got to find out which one of him. Thomas Johnson's a popular name for everybody. So Instagram is Mr. 14, MR, the number 1, the word 4, Mr. 14. That's primarily where I'm at, bro. I got my little TikTok thing going. I'm still trying to figure that out.
Yeah,
I got my 10-year-old daughter helping me with that.
I got on there. I done tapped out already, bro.
It's over.
Yeah, I tapped out.
It's a lot. TikTok's a lot. TikTok's a lot for my brain, bro.
Yeah,
this 43 coming up saying, nigga, you 43.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
Yeah, I'm good.
But yeah, other than that, bro, my show's held more than likely the first Saturday of the month at the Bridge. I got my documentary coming up, as we said. Yes. That's April 1st at the Bridge. That will be indoors. Everybody used to be outdoor events. Yeah. This will be something that's held indoors. Okay. So you use this to promote. Okay. Know what I mean? Any sponsors, please hit me up. I'm willing to, know what I mean, get you on the list, put you on the brochure, put y'all pretty much everywhere. I want everybody to see the, y'all shit too.
All right.
That's awesome. We'd like to thank Mr. Johnson for coming through today, rocking out with Quit the Cat podcast. If this doesn't inspire y'all to go, you won't ever know what the vibe is.
Yeah, it's a vibe.
You understand? So make sure y'all bring your ass and just do it. You know what I mean? And make sure y'all check us out on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeart, all that. Make sure y'all check us out.
And remember to like and subscribe.
And always remember, quit the cap.
Yes,
it's your boy.
Quit that.
All right, peace.
Peace to the gang, and welcome to Quit the Cat podcast.